Om. 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananaam Tva Ganapatitam Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastam Jyeshtarajam Brahmana Brahmanaspata Anashrinvannoti Sita Sadhana. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Saraswatyai Namo Nityam Bhadrakalyai Namo Namaha Veda Vedanta Vedanga Vidyasthane एव च गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भान् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमान् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणान् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं समस्तजनकल्याणी निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं विद्वरं सद्गुरुं विद्वरम् नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपादं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वातिककारमन्यात् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। श्लोक नंबर 5 पढ़ेंगे हम लोग। पेज नंबर 132। यथैकस्मिन् घटाकाशे रजो धूमादिभिर्युते न सर्वे सम्प्रयुज्यन्ते तद्वज्जीवा सुखादिभिः। यथैकस्मिन् घटाकाशे रजो धूमादिभिर्युते न सर्वे सम्प्रयुज्यन्ते तद्वज्जीवा सुखादिभिः तद्वज्जीवा सुखादिभिः। In this Advaita Prakaran principle, it started with the principle of Dvait Upasak. He feels that he is born and with him the world is also born. So Jate Brahmani word was used, if you remember, in the first shlok. He's doing upasana. He's doing upasana why? To merge back into that same Brahma, which is unborn Brahma. In his notion, he is Jati. He is Jati. He is born. Their Jati does not mean any other thing. Jati does not mean caste. Jati means he is born. And same word is also Jati. And in Pralay, world goes back. So he is waiting for that state. When he will go to that Ajam state. Right now, what is the case? Right now, he is also born, world is also born, he's interacting also. He has to do something and then he has to go back. This is the case of that Upasak. If you remember, I had told you this is for Mand Sadhak or Madhyam Sadhak. So for him to uplift him, Gaurapadacharya has given this Advait Prakaran. He has accepted modification in himself and the Brahma as well. This is the sadhak. Both have modified because both are born. And so, if you remember the first shlok, the word given was Tenaso Kripanaha Smritaha. He was given the word name, he was given as Kripanaha because he is not bringing out his own nature of that Brahma. And that is why he is Kripat. See, we have to see where we fit in the whole thing, in the whole scenario. Where we fit, we have to see. Because this is being talked about us only. We are being targeted here. Because we feel that now we are as upasak and we will do upasana. And later on, when some time comes or later on after death, we will merge back into that. Right now, I'm very, very far away from that. This is our case. So I am also born, the world is also born, Ishwar is also born, Brahma is also born, everything is born here. This is the case with him. So this was our first, if you remember, first and second were the Pratigya Vakya of this Advait Prakaran. Now when we came to the second shlok, now he said, Gaurpadaji said, that atah vakshyami, you should know that there is a state where there is a karpanyam, where there is a jati, where there is samatam gatam. These three words were used for that same Brahma. And that is not anything else. That is not that we have to attain it after death or after we do upasana. It is right here with us right now. And if you remember that time in that shlok, akarpanyam meant sabbayabhyantaram ajam bhumakhyam brahma. That was the name of that Brahma only. Bhuma means what? Where there is no limitation of time, space, or object. There is no limitation in it. There is no inside or outside. At present, we feel that I'm in this body. But here, that akarpanyam, that state that we are in, we are actually that. That has to be realized now. And that is why Gaurapadacharya is trying to uplift us, uplift the Manda Adhikari to that state to know that our nature is actually of akarpanyam. Brahmatvam, that means. Ajatim. Ajatim means what? That is not born. Born means what? If something is born, it will be with parts, naturally. And if it is with parts, it has to come out from something that has part. Mother and child example. Something is coming out from something. Both are with parts. But here, it cannot come out like I feel I'm born, like I feel the Brahma is born, like I feel the world is born. This is not possible because it is partless. Partless cannot give birth to something with part. From partless, what will come? From partless will only come. Therefore, we say Purnat Purnamudachyate. So from the Purna only has to come. There cannot be anything other than Purna. And Samatam Gatam, it is Nirvishesh. It does not have any Visheshta. Because Vishesh does what? It is Vyavartak, it separates. It will separate. And that is why this is important. And Yatha na jayate, second line, second shlok. Yatha na jayate kinchit jayamanam samantatah. Nothing is born here, but I feel that everything is born. So my attitude should change towards the world that nothing has come out here. All the problems, the source of all problems is because we have given reality to everything here. And reality means what? That it has come out, it has been created. Nothing is here, nothing is created like Swapna. Everything is Swapna Tulya here. Then nothing has come out. So here, three things have been said. Two things actually, that I am going to tell you about that state. That is Akarpanyam, Ajatim and Samatam Gatam. And don't feel that if anything is born here, though it seems to be born, but nothing is born here. Nothing can come out here. We saw why it cannot come out. So that is why here, though everything is appearing like that, though we may hear from people, though we may be experiencing some good or bad times, but still we should be clear at our notional level, at the intellectual level, at the Vijnanmay Kosh, that nothing can be born here, nothing can be created here. That will solve many of our problems in life. Okay, then this was our second shlok. These two were our pratigya shlokas. After that, hetu. Hetu of what? Why anything cannot come out? Why there is only one non-dual self? About that, from third shlok, it started. And the example, if you remember, was taken of Ghatakash. Akash and Ghatakash, the total space and the pot space. Okay, so we had taken this also in detail, saying that nothing, like the pot space is not born, like the pot space was never apart from the total space. Similarly, this pot space, meaning what? Our Karya Karan Sanghat, not only the body, with the body, the mind, the intellect, the mind stuff, everything, whatever the sanskars, everything, it cannot come out. It is false. It is not real. So pot space is not real. Why? Because pot walls are not real. If we take that example, in that pot space is not real because pot wall is not real. Pot wall is what? Conditioning. So conditioning, when the conditioning is false, the conditioned is also false. So whatever conditioned we are seeing, that is false. So pot space is not there. It can never cut or it can never separate the space. Though we feel that this is kitchen space, we feel that this is bedroom space, hall space, other spaces, but still the space can never be separated. It cannot be cut from the total space because it is partless. Similarly, if space cannot be cut, how can the cause of space, that is the Atma, be separated or conditioned? So our body also, what is the Upameya here? The Upameya is our body, mind, intellect, this body stuff, the Karya Karana Sanghar. So that is also false because body is false. That is why the jeev that is being formed, that is false. Atma hi akashavad jeevaihi ghatakashar ivoditah. Third shlok. So as if they are being manifested, if uditah, as if they have been created, but here nothing has been created because nothing can come out. And the example has been given of Akash. We had seen last time also that when we are saying that from the Brahma, Akash has come, from Akash, the Vayu has come, from Vayu, from fire, water, and from water, the Prithvi element. But nothing has changed in the cause. If it has not changed the cause, that means what? That how can something, the effect be real? From that point of view, also nothing is created because we are getting the Prithvi element without changing the water. We are getting the water without changing the fire. We are getting the fire without changing the air. So, how is it possible that these things have come out? Like we had taken the example of the but the curd and the milk. When the milk curdles, we cannot get back the milk again because it has already formed into a curd. Now we cannot get it back. So in this way, if the effect has come out, like we say from the space, the air has come out, the space should have changed, but it does not change. That means nothing has come out. But here everything is appearing. So if everything is appearing, what is the satyata? What is the reality behind it? It is like this pot space only, ghatakash only. It is appearing, but it is not there. It cannot be proved. It cannot be proved. And so, ghata with next line, ghatadi vachya sanghate jata ved nandarshana. Similarly, all the things, all the sanghat that has come out is nothing but the conditionings are there, conditioned is there, all are false because pot wall is false, pot space also has to be false. So nothing has come out. And here we also saw another point which was telling us Tatvik in the Akash, there is Tatvik Swagat Bhed. It is not there, but Opadhik Swagat Bhed is there. I don't know if you remember this. I had just touched upon it and I had gone ahead. That the space has got Opadhik Bhed. Opadhik Bhed means what? Opadhik Bhed means it can be separated into hall space. It is with Upadhi. Hall space, kitchen space, bedroom space, living room space. So these Upadhis are conditioning it. This is called Opadhik. But in the space, actually, Tattvik, in reality, there is no bhed. It cannot be there. From the Upadhik point of view, these words have been created by Tikakar. By Tikakar only he has created these words. You can't find these words elsewhere. So generally this word is not used. That is why we have to know the meaning in this context. That Tatvik means without any upadhi. So when we are looking at the Akash, it is without any upadhi. When we are looking at it through the upadhi, it seems to have been conditioned. Upadhik Akash. But actually, it is not conditioned at all. It may appear, but it is not. It may appear to be broken. It may appear to be split or separated, but actually it is not. Room, space, etc., etc. So body does not, see, if we now come to the body does not have opadhik bhed. It has got swagat bhed. The Akash does not have Swagat Bhed. Akash has got Opadhik Bhed. I hope this is clear. Body has got Swagat Bhed. Swagat Bhed means what? It has got parts. It has got limbs, hands, legs, etc., etc. These are Swagat Bhed. But there is no Opadhik Bhed. But in the Akash, there is no conditioning. Like it is only seen but not there. It's not like that. We are able to see the Swagat Bhed. But in the Akash is what? It does not have parts. Swagat Bhed is not there. But Aupadhik Bhed is there in the Akash. So that is why, because pot walls are false. because pot walls are false, pot space and other spaces are also false. It is not there. So here karya antakaran means what? Karya karana sanghat. Everything, all of them are false. It is being created and then we get identified to it. So this was our third shlok, which had given us three words that Akash is what? Sukshma, Niravayava, and Sarvagata. And it was compared to that Brahma, which is also so Sukshma, Niravayava, and Sarvagata. I made you underline that. Okay. Now coming to the fourth shlok. Fourth shlok was also very simple. घटादिषु प्रलीनेषु घटाकाशादयो यथा आकाशे संप्रलीयन्ते तद्वज्जीवा इहात्मनि. When the pot is broken, like the ghatakash merges back into the total space. So here broken means what? Destroyed means what? It is merging back. So Linga Sharir is when Linga Sharir merges back into Linga Sharir merges back into the Brahma, then what happens? This is the moksha. Okay, now it will not take rebirth again. So Akashe Sampraliyante Tattva Jiva Ihatmani. Similarly, when the ling, when like two things are said, like the pot, when it breaks, it goes back into the mud. When the pot space also will merge back into the Akash. Similarly, here also the Jivas will merge back into that Atmani, Parabrahmani. In that Atma, in that Parabrahma, it merges back. This is said. Okay, so we have to take this pot space merges in the total space. Total space means what? That Paramatma, and the pot wall means what? This Antakaran or the Karyakarana Sanghat, when that merges back into the Paramatma. So this was our fourth shlok. This was very simple. But just one thing, you have to remember that Pralineshu here means that Linga Sharir Bhanga. When the Linga Sharir is completely annihilated, then it merges in the Paramatma only. Then we came to the fifth shlok, which needs a little bit elaboration, and we were elaborating on it. So Yathaikasmin Ghatakashe Rajodhumadibhiryute. Pot, if one pot we fill it with various dust or with various smokes, the other pots are not affected by that. So na sarve samprajanti tattva jiva sukhadivi. Similarly, if one body or one jeev has got some sukha dukhadi, etc., it won't affect the other. Okay, so here Purva Paksh came. I hope this is clear. The Purva Paksh came. Let us go one by one again. Yesterday we saw Purva Paksh. So first Purva Paksh came and he said that you said that there is only one Atma. If there is only one Atma, then the Sukh, Dukh, etc., many things were said. So Janan, Marana, Sukh, Dukkhadi, then Kriya and Phala, all those. Remember on page 132, first paragraph in the Bhashya. Then if one Atma is only there, then Janan, Maran, Sukh, Dukh, Kriya and Phala, all these things should be common for all. If one experiences, the other should also experience. Yathaikasmin, and then he gave the example that has been given in the Shlok. Bhashyakar Bhagwan and elaborated on it. So if one is polluted by some dust, all the other pots should also be polluted. If one has got fragrance, the others also pots should have fragrance in that. So this was the contention. This was the Purva Paksh. And then the answer was given, if you remember, that here there is something called Samavayi Sambandha. Samavayi Sambandha means what? Samavayi Sambandha means yayoho madhye ekam avinashyatah paraha ashritam eva. Another one is ashritam eva tishtati. The second one is what? It will remain there. Aparashritam eva tishtati. From with if there are two things, cause and effect are there, amongst them, one will be dependent on the other completely, and the other will not get destroyed. But the first one, that is the effect, will get destroyed. And we had taken the example of the pot and the mud. We had taken the example of our body and five elements. So in this, what is happening? Samavai Sambandha means what? One amongst the two, one gets destroyed. So here body gets destroyed, but the body is completely ashrit. It takes support of the five elements. And the five elements, they have to remain there. They cannot get destroyed. So one is avinashyataha. One does not get destroyed, but the other, in the two factors, the other one is an effect also, it takes support also, and it changes also. It changes also. So this is called Samavai Sambandha. It is not like, it is not like, it is the guna. It is not the dharma. It is not the guna. It is a sambandh. It may be or may not be there. But if it is perceivable, if it is experienced, then it is taking its existence from the first thing, factor, that is not destroyed, avinashyata. And there was another sambandh called sanyog sambandh. Like two things are there, they are interacting. They are like the two threads of the cloth. In the cloth only, if the two threads are related, we call it sanyog sambandh. And when the cloth and the thread both have samavai sambandh, because the thread is dependent on the cloth. No, sorry, cloth is dependent on the thread, and the thread is the main factor. It is not destroying, getting destroyed. Sorry, the thread is not getting destroyed. The cloth may be or may not be there. It is the material cause of that. So yesterday we had seen this in detail. So here the answer given by Bhashikar was that here everything, this sukha, dukha, etc. are samavai, having samavai sambandh with buddhi. It is not samavai sambandh, it is not with that, it is not with the atma. It has samavai sambandh dependent on buddhi. It is not with Atma. It is not the characteristic of Atma that you are saying if one Atma is sad, the other Atmas should also be sad. If one Atma is born, the other Atmas should also be born. It's not like that. Because it has got Samavai Sambandha. And then he was teaching Sankhya to the Sankhya people only. Because Sankhya says that according to them, Atma is what? Many. We know that per one per head. Everybody has got one each Atma. And it is Vibhu also. It is Chetan also. Plus one word they have added. It is Nirvishesh also. It does not have any Visheshta. Like we say Nirgunatva. Very confusing, very contradictory. So they say that then because how will you separate others? If you are saying that there are many Atmas, then how are you going to separate one Atma from the other if you are saying Nirvishesh? We agree. For us, it is Nirvishesh only, but it is not many. Now, we are saying that if one Atma has become Sukhi Dukhi, the others will also become Sukhi Dukhi. That means what you say that your Atma is Nirvishesh, that will get refuted because it will be Vishesh, because it has become Sukhi, it has become Dukhi. That is why we say that it is the Sukh, Dukh, Janma, Maran, Ityadi are with Samavai Sambandh with the Buddhi and not with Atma. I hope this point was clear yesterday because we saw the Samavai Sambandh yesterday. So the Sanyog, Sambandha means what? Two things are totally different and coming together. They're totally different, like two threads, completely different. They're coming together and forming something. But here, Samvai Sambandha is not that. One is totally dependent on the other. Like body is totally dependent on five elements. Cloth is totally dependent on thread. Pot is totally dependent on mud. So Samavai, here also Samavai Sambandha, in Samavai Sambandha, Sukha, Dukkha, etc. totally dependent on Buddhi. If Buddhi is not there, not Atma. Atma is Nirgun. It cannot get attached. It cannot get identified. Atma is something different because it is partless. How can you? Today we will come to that portion because Vaisheshik will say this only. So we have to be careful in that. So Sukha, Dukkha is Jad. But what? But Atma is Chetan. Sukh, Dukh is Jad. Then how can both be together? Sukh, Dukh, etc. They are the dharma of the Buddhi. And that is why with Samavai Sambandha they are there. They may be there, but not associated with Atma at all. For us, yes, it seems that we have become Sukhi or Dukhi. We are celebrating our birthday, we are celebrating somebody's Shraddha, etc., etc. It may be looking like that, but actually, from the point of view of Atma, from the absolute point of view, Atma is Nirvishesh. It cannot be born. It is partless, so it cannot identify to anything. For us, it becomes very real. Actually, we also become Sankhya sometimes. Actually, we also become Charvak sometimes. We also become Purvimamsa sometimes. We also become Bauddha sometimes. Nothing is there whenever we are very sad. कुछ है ही नहीं, कुछ बाकी नहीं है. सब खत्म हो गया. Everything is shunya at that time. So we also become Sankhya sometime when we say that, yes, I have become Sukhi, I have become Dukhi, I am tensed, I am worried. But this is not possible because Atma is Nirvishesh, Atma is partless. It cannot get associated with anything. So with the Samavai Sambandha, this Sukh and Dukh are appearing in the Buddhi, not in the Atma. I hope this answer is clear. The question was what? If one is Sukhi Dukhi, we have to be clear on these points. One is Sukhi Dukhi, others also should be Sukhi Dukhi if only one Atma is there. Answer is what? It is a dharma of Buddhi. And Buddhi is the part of subtle body. And subtle bodies are different in each pot, in each body. So it, as per the sukh and dukh of that subtle body, as per the buddhi of that subtle body, he will experience. It is not that one person experiences, everybody will experience. One person gets liberated, everybody will get liberated. It's not like that. Because we are bringing in subtle body. Every subtle body is different. So we have to be clear that this association is called Samavai Sambandh. It is not actual Sambandh. It is not with the Atma, but Samavai with the Buddhi. Okay. Now, again, counter question was asked. If you remember, the counter question was he brought one other word called Pradhan. Veda Pradhan. And he is saying now, if you remember in 130 on 133rd page, Bheda Bhave Pradhanasya Paryartham Anupapattiriti Chet. Now he's saying that for whom will this Pradhan? Pradhan means what? According to them, Prakriti. So he's saying that, okay, I agree that only this is Samavai Sambandha with the Buddhi, etc., etc. But we have something called Pradhan, which is Prakriti only. And for whom will, if you say that Atma is Nirvishesh, means our Purush, for them it is Purush. If it is Nirvishesh, it does not have part. Array, for whom will this Pradhan work? The Pradhan is going to give Sukh, Dukh, all everything, Janan, Marana to this Purush. And if the Purush is not taking it, why will this Pradhan work? Why will this Prakriti work? Pradhan is Jad also. Why will it work? And from Prakriti only comes this Jagat. Jagat gives this joys and sorrows and everything. Whom will it give? The question is like that. So bhed abhave. If there is no bhed, pradhanasya pararthyam anupapattiriti chet. Then how will pararthyam means to for whom will it work? To whom will it give joys and sorrows? What will happen? So pradhan means what? Pradhan means Prakriti means what? Sanghat. Whole Sanghat. And Sanghat, he is saying. And Sanghat means what? Sanghat means Sanghatasya pararthatvat. It is always for something else, somebody else. So that is why. So Pradhan should be working for this Purush only to give him joys and sorrows. Other than it, other than that Pradhan or the Prakriti, what is their Purush? The world has variety. Only for what? Only to give this Purush all his bhog, apvarg, etc., etc. And if you are saying that it is untouched, if you are saying it is without any part, then what is the work of Pradhan then? What is the work of Prakriti? Pradhan only gives bhog and upwork everything. Who will it give now? And if it is not becoming sukhi dukhi, otherwise, what will happen? The existence of Pradhan will be useless. You're making our Pradhan useless. Now, answer was given, if you remember here. Answer, what was the answer? Atma cha. Next page. Next page 134. I had made you underline it. 134 second, third line. परः च उपलब्धिमात्र सत्तास्वरूपेण प्रधानप्रवृत्तौ हेतुः न केनचित् विशेषेण इति. I hope you got it. Third line. परश्च उपलब्धिमात्र सत्तास्वरूपेण. Atma is upalabdhi swarup only. It is there like the sun is there. It is not it is through its presence only everything happens. Through its presence only the flowers bloom in, the buds bloom into flowers. It is not the opener of the buds into flowers. It is not creating something. It is not doing something. Just presence is enough. So here also, paraha cha upalabdhi matra satta surupina. It is giving satta. You are talking about that pradhan, you are talking about the prakriti that is jad. From where will it take its existence? It is taking its existence from that purush. Problem with them is they have made it satna. There are two sat for them. So it does not need, but here it is saying that they are jad also. Prakriti is jad also. But we say that no praman, that you will not get any praman to prove that Atma is many according to us. You're not getting any praman. You take any way the praman, you take Upanishads, everywhere there's only one Atma. You are making so many Atmas. And then your problem is here that Purush you have, Prakriti you have to bring to give Sukh and Dukh everything. So you are actually nurturing and nourishing wrong notions through wrong logics also. The Pradhan which creates Bandhan, Moksha, Bhog, Apvarg, etc. to Purush, it is drawing its existence. Satta Swarupena Pradhana Pravrittau. It is drawing its existence from that Purush. Don't put bondage and liberation in Purush. It is not that it is giving bondage or liberation to that Purush. But it is in Prakriti. All these characteristics are of Jad Prakriti. And Jad Prakriti in Shastra also, Divyahi Murta Purushaha, Nanasti Kinchana. Wherever you see, you will see only one Atma is there. There are not many Atmas. So one Purush is only there, and from that Paraha Purush only, Upalabdhi Matra Satta Surupena, it is only exist of the nature of existence alone. This Jad Prakriti is taking its existence from that. So he's trying to, what is being borrowed? The Shakti, the existence is being borrowed by the Jad Prakriti from the Purush. Yat Yat Seva Spuranam Sadatmakam Asat Kalparthakam Bhasate. Remember Dakshinamurti, we have to should chant also sometime. Everything here appears with existing. It is. Hey. Everything has got this existence in it. So all this is Pradhan only. All this is Prakriti only. Chair, table, everything, whatever buildings we see, whatever plants we see, everything is with the isness, that existence. From where does it borrow? It is borrowing from that Purush only. Paraha, I had made you right. Para means Paramatma. Paraja uplabdhi matra. Satta swarupena pradhana pravritto hetuhu. Na kenachit visheshena. There is no visheshan in that. It does not have any specification. It is specificationless. So here we had ended yesterday, and that is why he's saying केवल मूढ़तया एव पुरुष भेद कल्पना वेदार्थ परित्यागश्च. Only non-thinking people, mudhataya eva means those people who have not thought properly, purush bhedana kalpana, they will do only purush bheda kalpana, that there are many purush, like he's giving the example of many pots. And one pot is, if it is affected, the others also should get affected. It's not like that, only one purush is there. Only the people who are mood, who haven't thought properly, they will do such kalpana that manyness are there. And Vedartha Parityagasya, they are also leaving the meaning of the Ved Artha. They're leaving that also. So this will be very disastrous for them. Okay. So ye tu, now the Vaisheshik have come. From here we start now. Ye tu ahuhu Vaisheshikadaya ichhadaya atma samayavaina iti. Now Vaisheshik have come, and Vaisheshik says, this Vaisheshik, if you remember, there was a rishi called Kanath Rishi. He is the propagator of Vaisheshik. So it is not very different from Nyaya, but they have some Vishesh elements also in this. You come to the Anandgiri, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sixth line. The same page, sixth line, buddhi, sukha, dukha, ichha, dvesha, prayatna, dharma, adharma, sanskara, nav vishesha gunaha. Te cha pratyekam atmasu vyavasthaya samavetaha svikriyante. These people, they think that buddhi, these atma gets associated with 9 vishesh. Yellow. Now these things are also there. So here it is saying 9, and that is why this is called Vaisheshik. This is different from Nyaya. Only on some points. So Buddhi means here general knowledge, Gyan. It does not mean that Buddhi means here Gyan here. Gyan, Sukha, Dukha, Ichha, Dvesh, Prayatna, Dharma, Adharma, and Sanskar. I hope it is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all these 9 things are associated with the Atma, they say. So come back to the top again. He's saying, Ye tu ahu vaishishikadayaha ichhadaya atma samavaina iti. They say Vaisheshik. This is Purpaksh. The Purpaksh, Vaisheshik Purpaksh is saying, okay, but we know, we feel that Atma is associated with these nine things. Ichha, Dvesh, Buddhi, Sukha, Dukha, Prayatna, Ityadi. Sanskars are also there. Everything is there. So these things are there with the Atma, not Buddhi. Atma Samavaina. So with the Atma, it is associated directly. So say when mind meets Atma, when the mind meets Atma, then Gyan takes place, Gyan is born. So what is happening? Gyan adhikaranam atmatva. Gyan adhikaranam, the adhishtan of that Gyan is what? Atma. Atma is jad. For them, Atma is jad. Must be remembering the 9 elements of Nyaya. Similarly, these are also the same people. Nyaya, I mean, Atma is jad for them. Atma is an element for them. So they say that when the Atma comes in contact with the Buddhi, when it comes with the mind or the Buddhi, at that time Gyan is born. On its own, Atma does not have Gyan. So, Atma is jad by nature and it is adhikaran of consciousness. Atma is jad by nature. Gyan adhikaranatvam atmatvam. It is the adhikaran of this Gyan. It is the support or the base of this Gyan. So it will, when it gets associated with this is not the nature. See, one is adhikaran, one is nature, Swarup. We substantiate that the nature of Atma is knowledge. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. But they feel it is Adhikaran. Adhikaran means what? Adhikaran means it is when they both associate, two things associate, then Gyan is born. With the mind, when it gets associated, we have seen this earlier also. So many Ichha, so many Ichhas, so many Atmas. Atmas are many. So Atma and Ichha have Samavai Sambandha there. Very funny. So they are saying that the touch can't exist apart from its object. Similarly, this also, all these things, buddhi, sukha, dukkha, ichha, dvesh, etc., whenever they are associated with that Atma, they come. They are associated with this Atma only. Tad api asat, that is also false. We know that it is false. It is not right. Tadapi asat, answer is given. So smriti hetunam, now he's giving the cause for why. He's saying smriti hetunam sanskarana apradeshavati atmani asamavayat. He's saying what is the smriti hetunam, cause of smriti? What is the cause of smriti? Smriti, if you remember, smriti is what? Smriti is due to sanskar. Smriti is due to sanskar. So smriti hetunam. So atma can't be attached to smriti, etc. How can it be attached to smriti? It cannot be attached to smriti because for attaching, atma has to have parts. But it is not so. Atma does not have part. So, or like if in one part of the Atma we have painted Smriti, and one part of the Atma there is Sanskar. It's not like that. Because Atma does not have any part. So, Sanskaranam apradeshavati Atmani asamavayat. The Sanskar have to have a place to stay. Like a pot we have painted, the colors are there in one part. Sanskar also have to have a space. Sanskar is at one place, some place has to be there. And Atma is Sukshma. Atma does not have any space like that. How can you attach these Sanskar, Buddhi, Rag, Dvesh, etc. with the Atma? And how Smriti Hetuna, cause of this Smriti is Sanskar only. So this is not possible, what you are saying. This is absolutely impossible. Anubhut Vishay Asampramosha Smriti. If you remember in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, the Smriti means what? Smriti means what? Anubhut Vishay Asampramosha. Whatever we have experienced that we remember, that is called Smriti. So those experiences need a space. Some like we store a file in a cupboard. Similarly, it cannot be stored in Atma. It is partless. And that is why Atma doesn't have any space, Atma doesn't have any pradesh. So there is no space there. Atma mana sanyogacha smriti utpattehe. Smriti niyaman upapattihi. Now by association, atma manah sanyogacha. By the association of mind and atma, got it? By the association of mind, manah, and atma, Smriti is born. Sanyogacha, Smriti utpattehe, Smriti is born. Then what will happen if you say like this, that when mind and Atma are associated, then Smriti is born. Then what will happen? Smriti niyaman, niyama, anupapattihi. Law of the Smriti will be broken. Why law of the Smriti will be broken? Please come to the Tippani number 1 on page number 135. Smriti niyaman anupapattihi. Did you get it? Page 135. अनुभव काले स्मृति अभाव नियमान अनुपपत्तिरित्यर्थः. When I am experiencing you in front of you, I can't say I'm remembering you. Anubhav kale. I'm having anubhav, direct anubhav. I can see you all directly just now. I can't say, I'm remembering Meenakshi ji so much. I'm remembering Abhama so much. I'm remembering Lakhan ji so much. Geeta Amma and Santosh ji, I'm remembering too much. Why? You are there in front of me. I'm remembering so much. Anubhav kale. I can't remember you while I see you. It will get opposed. Why? Because if your Atma has got all the memory, so when I'm seeing you also continuously, I'll be having your remembrance. This is not the Smriti and this is not the Niyam. The Niyam will get bhang. Niyam will be broken. Or Smriti. When a person is there in front also, I will start remembering him. Okay, so this is what is saying. So Smriti and Anubhav will be at the same time, which is not possible. It should not be. That I am getting experience also, Anubhav also, and I am getting the Smriti also. That they both don't go together. But if, as per your contention, what you are saying, that they get associated, if they both get associated and I get Smriti, so mind and Atma, as per us, is always associated, and then I will have memory always. And next problem is what? Yugpatva sarva smriti utpatti prasanga. All smriti will be simultaneously. Yugpat. Smriti has got a niyam. Smriti, memory, is sequential. But here, at once, I will get all memory. I'm remembering 20 years back also, now also. Everything will be jumbled up right now. Yugpat. It won't be sequential. न च भिन्नजातीयानां स्पर्शादिहीनानाम् आत्मनां मन आदिभिः सम्बन्धो युक्तः. These are totally different in nature. What is totally different in nature? Sparshadi hinanam atmanam. Shabda, sparsh, rupa, rasa, gandh, all those things, all the 5 things, they are all completely different. Bhinna jatiyanam. Why? One is sagun, other is nirgun. They can't associate. Mind is savayava, atma is niravayava. How can it associate? Continuously you are saying the same thing, but both are of different realms of reality also. Both have different qualities also. Bhinna jatiyanam sparshadi hinanam. It does not, Atma does not have Shabda Sparsh Roop Ras Gandh. How can it get associated? Atmanam Mana Adibhi. Mana Adibhi means Mana is Sagun, etc. It is not right. Sambandho Na Yukta. Na you bring here. Na Yuktaha. It is not possible. It is not right to associate. Now, Nayayika. Now the next Purpaksh is coming. So I hope you have understood this one. Vaisheshik, what did they say? That Visheshta, with 9 things they have said, that it is also with Samavai Samman with the Atma, which is not possible. because even smriti, etc., buddhi, etc., everything it is in the form of sanskar, and sanskar needs some space. And Atma does not have space in it. So where will it stay? And second thing was said that if they are Atma is getting associated with the mind, then memory will be there, and memory, niyam of memory, the rules of memory will be refuted. Why? Because we will be having anubhav also, and we will be having smriti also at the same time. That is not possible. And second, we will have the all the yugpat memory. We will have all the memory simultaneously. That is also not seen. And third thing was said that both are bhinna jatiyanam, both are totally different in nature. Atma and these things. So that is why they cannot get associated. It is not possible. So we have to bring in the buddhi in which these things are getting associated through samavai sambandh. Through samavai sambandh. Okay, now comes Nyayik. What does Nyayik say? Nyayik. न च द्रव्यात् रूपादयः गुणाः कर्मसामान्यविशेषसमवायाः वा न भिन्नाः सन्ति परेषाम्. Now, how to do the अन्वय now? न च द्रव्यात् न च रूपादयः अने रूपादयः गुणाः रूपादयः गुणाः कर्म सामान्य विशेष समवायाः द्रव्यति द्रव्यात् sorry. So द्रव्यात् you bring later on. Nacha you cancel from there. And when you say रूपादयः गुणाः, the roop, etc., of the roop, etc., are the gun, are the properties. Shabda, Sparsha, Roop, Ras, Gandh are the properties. Gunaha. Karma, Samanya, Vishesha, Samavayaha. So they Roop, Guna, Karma, Samanya, Vishesha, and Samavayaha. Dravyati na bhinna santi. They don't exist apart from the object, according to Vedant. Na bhinna santi. Na bhinna santi paresham. So paresham, now please come to the tippani. Paresham iti second tippani, bottom, first line. Paresham iti Vedanti nam ityartha. This is the opinion of the Vedantis. So to the Nyayik he is saying that these things, all the things that you said just now, from Rupadeha Gunaha Karma Samanya Vishesha Samavayaha, Roop, Guna, etc. Karma Samanya Vishesha, they are all what? They are not, they are exist, they do not exist apart from the object as per Vedanta. Why? What is the definition of Guna? Guna is Nitya Patrantvatvat Gunatvam. Nitya Guna is what? When you say red. What red? You'll ask me what red? You'll ask me red carpet, red flower. Uh, what is red? So it cannot exist apart from the object. So if we are talking about any good quality, cold. What is cold? The water is cold. The weather is cold. What is cold? So similarly here, it is saying that they both cannot exist without each other. They are completely partantra, nitya partatvam, gunatvam. And what is samanya? Anekeshu ekatvam samanyam. Samanyam. Karma, all these things. Karma, what is karma? Kriya is also Dravyashrit. You cannot do any karma without any dravya. So all these are what? It is Dravyashrit. Without dravya, without any object, you cannot make them exist apart from the object. So that is why all of them, na bhinna santi, all of them cannot exist apart from any object. So you have to objectify it and then you can say, so that is why it cannot be Atma or it cannot be existing with Atma. Atma is completely different realm. So this is what Paresham, this is what the Vedantis have to say. यदि हि अत्यंत भिन्ना एव द्रव्यात् स्युः इच्छादयः च आत्मनः तथा च सति द्रव्येण तेषां सम्बन्धान् अनुपपत्ति. If these qualities are totally different than the dravya, then what will happen? Dravyat स्युः इच्छादयश्च आत्मनः तथा च सति द्रव्येण तेषां सम्बन्धान् अनुपपत्तिः. They will be completely different than Atma. Then there will be two Sat. Completely different. They are two different things. So this is not possible. Then sambandh won't be there because there are two things completely different. There will be no sambandh. So that is why this is not possible. This we will see tomorrow. From here, we'll see tomorrow again. Today our time is over. We'll see tomorrow. Please revise. And I don't think it was very difficult because you knew about the principles. So please revise. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम